Welcome to the Success Sensei Podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devan.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 312. How to beat January.
It's the Success Sensei Podcast main event.
How to beat January. So January is a struggle for a lot of people. That's why it has been named the January Blues, the specific condition as to why people struggle and find it difficult to get ahead. Now, hopefully, you've done your goals last month. You listened to my previous episodes about getting your goals sorted before you enter and start the year, and before January starts, and before your life begins to speed up. Now, many people haven't, so now is the time. The best time was yesterday, but now is the next best time. So just get those goals done. To start the year not knowing what your plan is, what your agenda, your goals, your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, your desires, to try to be figuring it out as the year progresses is there you go. I forgot to put on airplane mode again. Typical January blues. Actually, I'll let you into a secret. That's not much of a secret, but I recorded this episode yesterday, and I was recording it remotely as I'm doing today. And the earphones I had used and the speaker I'd used caused an awful reverberation of sound, a doubling of the sound, and it wouldn't have been listenable. So it's a perfect example of how January is designed to scupper you. It's designed to scupper you and for your plans not to work. So if you haven't had your plans sorted from last month or sorted before January and the start of the year, then get them done now. Now, regardless of whether you've had your goals or not, there's something about January that's very difficult, or can be certainly very difficult. And that is, you're trying to get back into your routine. Your sleep is thrown off. Your eating patterns are thrown off. Therefore, your chemical imbalances in your body are all thrown off. So everything, it appears to be more difficult. It's cold, it's wet, it's a little bit more miserable. Maybe unbeknownst to yourself, you're apprehensively awaiting the news and how we're being told things are going to work out to base your future plans, and you just don't know what's going to happen. And it's a strange enough year, this 2023. There's a lot seems to be in balance as to what way it's all going to go. But you know what? You need to focus on yourself. You have to focus on your own goals. It's absolutely fine to have a few false starts. That is standard. The biggest thing is you can't let that dishearten you. Any obstacles, any hardships, you can't let it dishearten you. And that's where people go wrong. So this week in particular, we're coming to the end of a week that they reckon is the week that you're most likely to fail on your resolutions. So failing only looks like failing if you completely give up. It's not that unusual for your first week in January. We'll say you had 7 bad days, or you fell off the wagon with whatever your goals are for 7 days in a row for the first week in January. If the next week you manage to only fail 6 days, that's progress. If the next week you manage to only fail 5 days, that's progress. Then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, then suddenly there's 7 days of pure productivity and absolutely no failure. That would actually, that might sound, like slow progression, but when you step back and you look at it, that's actually fairly fast progression. In just a number of weeks, you've suddenly got 7 days flat out, full productivity and absolutely no failures, no hardships, etc., etc. So when you think of things like that, you don't have to get the first week perfect. I mean, obviously try. It's down to mindset. Don't give yourself an excuse to fail. But if you fail, understand that you've got another opportunity to go again. Everybody looks brilliant. Everybody looks amazing. Everybody feels super intelligent, super strong, super clever when everything goes smoothly and everything goes your way. The true test of character, of mental strength, emotional strength, and physical strength is when things don't go your way. And such is life. Humanity is getting through constant hardship, constant failures, constant disappointments, constant setbacks, and being strong enough to not let any of those situations give you any type of, debilitating anxiety, debilitating underconfidence or depression to the point where you give up on your goals. So you only really ever fail if you give up. Now, if you have a change of heart, if you have a change of goal, that's absolutely fine. In fact, that's brilliant, because now you don't have to waste any more in that direction. So if you're doing something and you genuinely realize this is not something that I want to do, I thought it would be different, I thought I wanted it, but now I don't, get rid of that goal or pivot to something else. However, if you come across a bit of hardship towards a goal, don't justify it and say, oh, well, I didn't want it anyway. Don't do that, because that's giving up on your goal. And that's justifying you're quitting and trying to pretend yourself as something that you didn't want anyway. So make sure you know the difference between the two. You've got two choices to beat January. Number one, or two steps, I suppose, not choice, two steps to beat January. Number one, keep on going. Improve as you go along. Don't be looking for perfect results straight out of the gate. Keep improving as you go along. Each setback, go again. Each time you feel or you perceive yourself as failing, even though it's not a failing, it's just maybe a relearning or a readjusting, go again. So keep on going. The next way that you can beat January is go at things harder. So what do? You know I'm from a fighting background. If you're in a fight and you're losing the fight, what do? Yes, you fight harder. You dig deep. You look inside yourself and you that's when you really see the mental, physical and emotional strength that you have. So that's what you do in life. You can increase your work rate, increase your productivity, not just working hard, but working smart as well, to the point where you can't fail, where you will absolutely blow through any obstacle. I mean, obviously you can go over an obstacle, under an obstacle, around an obstacle. You can absolutely blow through an obstacle. Now, just that mindset change is enough sometimes to get you over that hurdle. So if it's something that you really want, you really desire, you will have the motivation to push through and to increase your work rate. I understand everybody's there thinking, well, sure, how do I have the time? And I don't have the time and my life is so busy, and we all think like that. But you can't let yourself away with that type of a mindset. I guarantee in the month of January, one of the reasons why we're failing is we're having difficulty managing our time. That's one of the reasons why things aren't flowing. We're wasting time, we're procrastinating, and it's the mismanagement of time due to lack of focus, underconfidence, lack of motivation. You absolutely can increase your productivity. It doesn't mean that you're all work and no play, but you absolutely can work harder and smarter, quadrupling your work rate and your productivity. And if that's what it takes, for over a short period of time, it's up to you. It can be over a short period of time. You can get massive results if you're willing to do the work and then reap what you sow. Be prepared to do the work. So keep on going and look at increasing your work rate, not just physically, but working smart as well, mentally as well. If you do both of those things, you will set yourself up for the rest of the year. As you go along, you will build momentum. This period of time that you're in right now, or this hardship, or this struggle, or this trying to get yourself back on track that you're living right now, that's not going to last. It's going to be different next month. It's going to be different the following month, especially when you're heading into February, you're heading into March, and it's becoming spring. And even societally, when confidence is increasing and good vibes are increasing because we're out of the dreaded energy crisis. We're not needing our heaters as much. We're able to go outdoors. We're getting, that natural light and that natural healing energy from planet Earth. We all start feeling better about things. Consumer confidence increases. Your confidence increases. We get into the spring and we get into the summer, and you get into your stride because you've done the hard work and you've survived January. I hope you have a great month. Make sure you message me if you have any questions, any comments, reviews, likes, shares are more than appreciated. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devan, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.